my sister was in the hospital getting a really intense surgery done on her head, and I was at home making beats in my room day and night, completely obsessed at 16 years old. And my family was going to the hospital to visit her because after the surgery she stayed there for weeks, and they would ask me if I want to come, and I'm like, no, like I'm just working on this rap album right now. And they're like, really? Like you're not gonna visit your sister in the hospital? And I was just so focused. I would tune everything else out around me and say no to everything and just focus on whatever goal I had at the time. And I just didn't get it. I didn't understand why it would matter. So she eventually comes home and she's bedridden on the couch for like 3 months, and her head's still swollen, can't talk, mouth wired shut. And I'm like, what? Like, she didn't say she wanted me to come. And I was there with her, but I was only there because she happened to live where I live. So years went by. I thought about what my parents said, just kind of in the back of my mind. And then, I had become more successful with my business and with videos. And my friend Rob says that, hey, I have a court date coming up and I might be going to jail. And I didn't do it. And at the time I had gotten in trouble a couple times for my videos, and I knew how much of a difference it would make, an impact it would make to show up to his court date and be there for him as a friend. But I had this goal of posting one video once a week, every week, and nothing would get in my way. Even when I got in trouble, I would be in jail, I would still find a way to post a video every single week. And I had a really tight schedule. So if I was going to show up for his court date, it meant that I would potentially miss my goal for that week, which was just an impossibility in my brain. So I thought about it for a while, and I was like, if I show up for him, it's going to mean a lot to him. And I don't need anything from him right now, but maybe I will in the future. And so I thought about it selfishly. And so I decided to go, and I showed up on his court date, and it was just him and his dad. And I remember the look on his face. It very clearly meant a lot to him that I was there, and his look touched me and made me feel really warm, and I was really glad I went. And then after that, I got a lot more of those chances because, my friend Jacob memorized a ton of lines, asked me to come visit him when he did this play, watch the play, and I did. And then afterward, he's like, dude, thank you so much for coming, because not many people came. And then my friend Clarell went to jail, and I went and visited him in jail. Not many people visit you in jail. Almost nobody does. Turns out jail is lonely. And then my friend committed, which was really sad. And then his brother tried, and he got really messed up. So I went to the hospital to visit him. And honestly, I don't even know if he knew I was there. And then my friend's dad died, and I hadn't talked to him in years. And I went to his dad's funeral. Even though I had these really important plans, I canceled them. And so I got a lot more opportunities to start showing up for my friends. And what I learned is that even though it's not going to progress my goal, my business, whatever I'm up to, it is going to progress our relationship and make it deep, so deep in one moment. And it's like 1,000 casual hangouts couldn't amount to showing up in these moments when it really counts. And that is why it's important and matters.